Here we go, PSI varsity match from Friday. PSI 1, KIS 4. Now before we analyze this, just a couple of items we want to itemize and focus on as we go through analysis. One being shape with and without the ball, our vision, and a small but albeit important aspect we'll be talking about in our upcoming training is restarts and set pieces. So shape without the ball is essentially defense. How do we look in terms of our global defensive shape? Is there a huge gap in between our midfield and our defense? Are we fulfilling the roles of our specific positions when we don't have the ball? In terms of defending and the back and all through the pitch, are we goal side, especially in our final third and our back line? Midfield and offense, more so, when the other team has the ball in their third, how do we approach their attackers? Do we step left? Do we step right? Do we force them one way or another? Do we just come flying in and stab at the ball? Do we fill the gap once again in terms of moving forward and counterattacking? And if we lose the ball, is there a massive open space in between our midfield and our back line? And does our midfield get back even when it's not a breakaway? If it's a goal kick, if a keeper picks up the ball for a drop kick and punt, are they getting back to be the first defensive line for that? And is there some sort of obvious communication amongst our players? We have a few key roles in terms of people who should be barking out orders, and even if the volume is turned off, and it will be, can we see that there's some sort of communication? Shape with the ball, offense. How do we look in terms of building up our play from the back, mid-third, final third, going towards our strikers? Are we making appropriate runs? Are we timing our runs properly? Or are we conscious of other players on our team and the runs they're making off the ball? Are we showing to the ball? Or are we just sort of without fitness and expecting the guy with the ball to do everything? But are we giving him a 5 to 10 yard pass and making it easy for him? And is there also offensive communication? Vision. Is our head straight in the ground when the ball is at our feet? Are we thinking about the next step, our third pass, before we even receive the ball? Are we looking for the simple pass to our left or right to make a square ball? And do we think about the fact that the guy behind us has more view of the whole pitch? Or are we always just constantly trying to turn into the defense and go forward, forward, forward? Restarts. What is our goalkeeper doing? How are we reacting to his punts? What are we doing in terms of quick restarts with that? Or do we need to slow it down a bit to sort of off-balance the other team's momentum? What do we do with our throw-ins? Are they a means for us to maintain possession, or are we just throwing the ball out there and hoping for the best? And of course, when we do create opportunities near the goal and our direct and indirect kicks, are we capitalizing, or at least creating some sort of valid opportunities to score? Oh, we are some kind of intimate warrior bonding. Our coach creepishly walking out on the pitch, checking things out. Seems a bit concerned about the officiating because they're carrying plastic bags. Hey, they're conscious of their environment. PSI, some kind of a scrummish rugby Maori chant. I will say we did well to warm up. What we did in the 18 in our final warm-up level, if you will, should have been carried on to the pitch. I was happy with the level of intensity we created before the match. It's not a bad throw. He picked out a player. He seemed open. We tried to throw it to his feet. Blue ball. There you go, John. You need to step up. Time you run. See? Step back, John. Time you run. Should have been the John. But that's okay. I don't know what that was there. I think it was a foul throw. Which, hey, that's one of our things to work on. It was also a foul throw. Right there, John. You hesitate. You want to go in strong. You think about it. And not good. As a defender, man, you can't second guess your decisions. That was well done. real quick when it popped. Tackle by John. I made to skip a little bit. I lost track where I was recording. That should be an immediate pass. Sergey, I can see from here you didn't open your mouth. We end up playing to our heavily right-footed back who has no left foot. Well done, Sebastian. Now, we have numbers. And you know, that's not a bad look at all. But the problem is, as we spoke before the match, this pitch is tiny. And so through balls would be very complicated. Let's see what we do here with this restart. It's awfully slow. John's already got his hands on his hips, which is a sheer sign we need to work on fitness. I'm not sure what John's doing here. With both of our defenders on top of the ball, one needs to drop back in front of the goal. There's just no reason for you both to be there. It's a waste and it's potentially dangerous. Let's have a look at that real quick in terms of defensive shape, and I can tell you right now it's all about communication right here. Let's look at this kid with the ball. We lose it, which is fine. But there, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders on this kid. And somehow he spins away. No one's talking to each other. It's just, there's no way that should happen. Even if this is the most skilled player on their team, it's just, if we're commuting properly, if someone says hard left, hard right, that way we enclose him on both sides, force him into another player. It's our ball. There's just no way he should be able to spin away like that. We're just a complete lack of communication. It's well done. It's a good turn. And here's that horrific foul. Good Lord. Here it is again. I mean, this. I get it, you know, and it's a decent display of athleticism. But it's not 1908 and it's not 1974. And anytime you come in with 2 feet, studs up, it needs to be a direct red. And if you want to be lenient as a referee, because he's a kid, you got to give him a straight yellow and tell him, man, if he does anything remotely close to that again, he's immediately out. But this guy over there and the other guy, I'm at this point saying, hey, maybe that was a foul. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Not even a direct kick. Not even, nothing. No cards. We got a corner kick at best. Why don't you take a touch there, John? It turned out to be a good ball, but his back's to goal. If you take a touch, you take a touch. And you can see the whole goal. There's no one even close to you. Well done, Marcin. What Marcin did really well in this match was he didn't hesitate. If he decided in the back, marking back, if he's going for the ball, he went for the ball. 90-something% of the time, he got it. That should have been a yellow card. Can't play the ball after the whistle's played. You certainly can't shoot at goal after the whistle's been blown. Let's go ahead and look at this real quick in terms of our build-up. What happens here if, forbid, that our sweeper hits a poor pass to their striker? It's now 1v1 with the keeper behind him. So Marcin needs to pinch inside, which means John needs to go wide left too. If John goes wide left, not even he doesn't even want the ball, and starts screaming for it, he could even scream somebody else's name, not his name. That striker will step to his right, which will give our sweeper with the ball no obstacles, lots of space, nice and relaxed. If that guy insists on staying in front of our ball, 10 yards, right in front of our 18, we need another back there. Just in case it's a poorly hit ball and he gobbles it up. So we need 2 center backs on a ball like this and 1 outside back wide, asking for the ball. But here we give this weird kind of triangle. John goes wide and it says kick it far. Marcin at this point in time needs to step back adjacent to our sweeper. It's not the best ball. It's poor first touch. We get a shot off. and the keeper got his hand on it for a corner kick. So, I mean, this is the first couple minutes of the match. It's exactly what we wanted. Not so looping next time. Just get it on goal. Don't even know if this kid could jump. We never forced him to jump. We never really forced him to make any decent saves. I like that short run that pulled the defender away, but now, there we go. It wasn't bad at all. See, his hands are pretty rubbish. I don't think he caught one thing all day. Marcin had a shot on goal in the second half, which we'll see. If he put it on goal, it would have gone in because the keeper just let it go right through his hands. That one went through his hands. We're not too marked up here in terms of that guy. It's a good thing that guy can't switch fields. Now we got two guys chasing the ball. No one's in the middle. If he does get it, he has no one to pass to in front of the 6 or the 18. Now we have the ball, and we insist on throwing it. There we go. Now we have some numbers. And we just chuck the ball on the pitch. You know, it's strange. Strange. You have the ball in front of the other team's goal, and you just kind of randomly throw it to remotely looks like a blue shirt without even thinking about what's he going to do with it. It has to be on his feet. Who's he going to play it off to? Little thought, which we will dedicate some time in practice to that. Keeper's ball all day. He needs to scream, come out, my ball, scare some people. Let them know anytime that ball is in the 18 like that, it's the goalkeeper's ball. Once again, we're just chucking the ball forward. Randomly. That was almost a good ball. That was a good look. It's just poorly executed. At this point in time, we seem to have the majority of the possession. We do. We have had a decent shot on goal. Corner kick, the keeper dangerously dropped in front of the 6. We look strong here. They feel a little threatened. I mean, you can't throw the ball for a through if the guy's got his back to goal. He needs to check to then make a run. There's a complete discord between what we're doing in terms of restarting and what we're showing the guy with the ball. Somebody's making a run there. I think it's Marcin. Otherwise, I got a bunch of guys who are just sort of standing flat. You know, our fault. We haven't had time to practice this, but it's fairly common sense. You need to make a run in a corner kick. You need someone go near post, far post, 18, creating space, taking defenders away. You just can't stand there. Come back for the ball. Oh. Let's look at this real quick. We talk about our strikers, and at this point in time, we're running 2. This game was very difficult for Stefan because he's used to having space in between him and the goal. He's definitely a sort of behind the defense striker. We can call him face the goal striker. He's not a back to goal striker. And a back to goal striker is a guy who likes to come from behind the defense, come back for the ball, and turn. Create space in between him and the defense and take him on 1-to-1. So this ball is going to pop out. And this is what we work on in practice in terms of I go to the ball, I receive the ball, I pivot, I take the ball to space, I take it away from my defender, and he comes back, he's not sure, he waits for the ball, and when he does, you know, he's hitting some kind of blind through ball to, he doesn't really know who he's hitting it to. Come back for that ball, quickly, turn. You've created space for yourself. There is no mark there, there's no defender. You got time to pick your hat up. Take the ball to your right, take the ball to your left, and then make space. Take the ball to your right and make space for the through ball for Terras, who's on your left. Don't wait for the ball. Take a touch, pick your head up. Now, we got a little bit of pressure there. Well done. It's fine. It goes out of bounds. It's a small, thin pitch. Let's see what these boys do with their throw-ins. Somewhat marked up and tries to play the feet. And it seems like no one on this pitch, be it a red or blue shirt, knows how to throw the ball in, which is crazy. And look at that. And once again, we're just throwing it to really no one. But at least when you do that with a thin pitch, you can progress the ball forward. But at some point in time, now that we've basically moved the ball up 20 yards. This needs to be intelligent, and I don't dislike that at all. That we just dump it in the box there and hope for the best. At this point in time, that needs to be a drop. You got to turn that ball on your right foot and play it back to that guy right there. Don't always think forward. Don't blindly drop the ball. That's a great shot. Oh, well done. Think about it. I mean, if you're a defender, you got your back to go, and if you're, man, there's Dima's always behind you. Play it back. Dima can see the whole pitch. We go back to Dima, and we switch fields to Stefan instead of just kicking it over the top of your head. The ball does not always go forward. It doesn't. We go back to go forward. All right, here we go. I don't think we missed too much. It's a bit of a, oh yeah, not bad. Here we go. I think I found my place. I'm not a good pauser. We talk a bit about our strikers. Now, let's go ahead and look at our immediate left over here, see if I can denote this guy. I got my sort of attacking midfielder. I have a one of my left strikers, which are essentially on top of each other. Now, I guarantee they're both going to go in the same direction. You have to be picking your head up and looking behind you all the time in this game. If you know he's going to make a far post run, then potentially, you know, this guy needs to be there, which he won't be, but one of you has to come back. We need one guy, I'll say it's this guy here, pressing the last line of defense. You can certainly both be there simultaneously. I think that's great. But as the flow of play builds up from back here, somebody needs to fill this hole. We cannot have this. We can't always try to go from, you know, over 3 defenders. Let's see what happens with that. Here comes the ball. There's nobody there because we're all behind the defense. If one of you's there, that's fine. Someone needs to check back for the ball. I prefer, and it needs to be if the ball's on the right side of the pitch, that striker comes back. We want the through ball to be on the far post. That's a great ball, and it's a good hustle to get it. Unfortunately, this thing it's so small. It is a U10 pitch. There's no reason that ball shouldn't be gotten, because if it was Novosilki, we'd have that all day. It could have potentially been a goal. See if we win this in the air. Well done. Well done. No one's talking to him. I don't know what that is. On a chest, but we can't chest it, so first touch is horrible. And then we're just cranking the ball. Our defender needs to come over here nice and firm. It's fine. I like it. It's calculated. It's classy. Well done. Now let's see if we get back. If your sweeper has to make that run, good Lord, look at this guy right here. Man, anytime you see your central defender sweep, and that's what he is. He sweeps left to pick up stuff. He sweeps right to pick up stuff. Somebody else, be it a defensive holding midfielder, one of our other backs, has to immediately step into the middle of the pitch. This guy right here is wide open. And I see John starting to pick him up, but the point is we don't even want to, you know, entertain the idea of this guy throwing the ball in there. And there you go. I mean, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. Pick him up. He will not throw it to him if he's properly picked up. He won't. He'll throw the ball back. That's what we want. Frustration on their part to play the ball back. There's some sort of conference going on here in the back. Now, play him. There's 2 right there. Play him early. I don't know if it's a substitution or I'm not sure what we're doing here. I guess it is. The ball. Oh, the jambalaya. Probably. We could have fast forwarded that, couldn't we? You know, I'll just kind of stand here and look at him, you know, which is strange. Look at our midfield. See me making a run here, cleaning our noses, standing, hands on hips. I know it's substitution, but I'm very curious to see how he reacts when he does have the ball. And that's it. We just watch him boom it. For the love of God, you know, is that possession? Why do we want to do that? How about we at least switch fields to the outside back and have him dump it? We're just standing there watching him. It's complete waste. That ball was ours. Now it's not. Now it's a counterattack. There you go, Sergey, for our post. John, excellent. Dima, maybe you need to come back inside a little bit more. You can't stray that far. You do need to shift towards the flow of play on the left-hand side of the pitch, but you can't come out that far. You still need to be centered. And look at Taras at that number 6 just run like a madman. It's a good thing that kid can't pass the ball. Really poor marking. We look tired. This should be Iwashka's ball right here. But he's running forward. Which, if that ball gets shoved right back down the middle of the pitch, it's dangerous. We need a defender deep, always. Okay, poorly executed again. Alright, that's fine. It looks like somebody's not left-footed, even though they are left-footed. Well done, John. Well done. This pitch is horribly dangerous. We will count and see how many assists this goalkeeper got. And it's at least 2. Well done, Alexi. And I applaud the restart. That's well done. And we need to switch fields. Oh, who hit that? Sasha? Ooh, sorry, Sasha. Horrible. We can do much better than this. Back. No one picks that kid up. Shake our heads. I don't know, we just don't play the easy ball. I'm going to have to pause this. Let's look at that real quick. Now, this is what we have. I mean, you got your back to the ball. I know you want to play it over his head, and it's beautiful, but man, just look at this ridiculous field. If this was a normal pitch, you could take that ball on your left foot. You could pie it over his head. You can do all sorts of stuff. Let's just say you do get it over this kid's head as he rushes in. There are within 10 yards of you. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, and this kid's still going to be right behind you. 5 defenders. It's too small. This is where Sergey needs to be screaming. You know, we need to open our mouths. We need to be more vocal. Going back to our communication goal. This ball is just dumped right there. That's all it is. Where's Taras? I can assume he's over here. Beautiful. And then what does George do? He runs for our post. This is what we practice. Those little diamond progression things we do. It's 1 touch, 1 touch, 1 touch. We need to think about our game plan and accommodate that game plan based on what we have. If the team plays a certain way, we need to understand that and change a little bit. If this pitch is tiny, we can't take too many individual touches. There is not enough room to be that creative. Kind of played to somebody there, played to his head. Look at this kid far post. Well done, Marcin. Well done, Marcin. That's kind of. That's it. Someone came back for the ball. Sasha, well done. First touch was horrible. Oh, look at that. Square. But unfortunately, his defender doesn't understand how that works. It was a good ball. Now we're playing 1v4 over here. I mean, I get the idea. But what is he going to do if he gets it? I mean, John, look at this. There you go, John. You got to be on top of that kid. Sergei has an extra man. Well, he should be screaming at Taras to come pick up number 6 right here. If they could actually switch fields, we'd be in trouble. At this point in time, I need John to run hard left. He needs to collect that ball. He needs to actually, I want it an easy, that's a great ball. And we could have finished, but that's fine. It's really lovely. You got a shot off. But let's think about this in terms of vision. We'll call it vision. We'll call it composure. Could Taras have taken an extra touch there? Probably. That's fine. At least we had some sort of remote opportunity on goal for that. It wasn't a wasted set. You let it bounce. This kid's coming on hard. Foul him a little bit. If we just play the ball the first time, we don't have to do that. Like, that should have been a direct kick. That's a lovely camera. He picked up. It's pretty good, actually. I'm not sure what this is doing. And Sebastian, well done. Very well done. Let's look at that real quick. Not bad. Let's have a look at our marking. Sergei, you can see, well done. Now we know there's no offsides in the throw. John, you need to be here, okay? Cutting that at its goal side. Here you're not goal side. If this guy's actually paying attention, I know you're getting back soon, but you have to anticipate this. Even when this ball is off in the ditch, you already know where your mark is. You're pointing at him. I got 6, I got 7, whatever his number is. Sergei also, I don't know why all of a sudden we see this number 4. I mean, this guy could pick this ball up and 1, 2, it's in. It's over your head. He's going to goal. Need to be goal side. You are right here. Sweeper, well done. Sweeper is, yeah, what I mean, we're talking a yard off. That's fine. It's fine. If somehow this ball gets quickly played in, he's still in a position where he could backpedal for a post. But if it does get dumped in over our defenders, he can quickly step up, play the ball away. Got a mark here. Marcin's for our post. Sebastian. Defensively, we look good on this. What I wanted to talk about was what we worked on the other day in terms of pressuring the player. Alright, here we go. Once again, this guy's, I don't know who's picking up 4. Let me ask you who this guy is over here. Who is this guy? Who is he picking up in all this? I'm okay if I have a back far post who isn't picking anybody up. That's fine. If that's what they have. He should probably step up and pick somebody up at this point in time here. But our midfield, this is Sebastian's man. I don't know who our midfielder right here actually has. But as soon as this ball steps in, Sebastian doesn't come flying in. He steps in well enough that he's actually covered his goal. And he intimidates this offender enough that he shanks a shot. And he just sends it far wide. We're about 17 minutes into the match. And it's just it's that first touch again. It's that's the vision. It's like, you need to know as a striker, you basically have 2 touches. Ball's coming to you with your back to goal. You got to turn left and turn right, and it's a shot. You got to be thinking, I just didn't touch that ball a little bit of space, not too far ahead of me. I need to let it go. This isn't bad at all. And you can see him call the ball, and then it's frustrating. It happens. It happens. That's definitely a foul. I don't know why we don't play a drop here. I don't know why we don't play a drop here. I don't know why this is not a drop when John is standing right there. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that we don't ever think about playing the ball backwards. we just think forward, 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 and we don't open our mouths. John's going to be right here. You can see the whole pitch. I mean, that's the ball. Why don't we play that ball? It goes here to John, and I got a guy coming right here. Even if he doesn't, you know, we're here, then we're wide. This is what we do in training all day long. I don't know why we have to complicate things. Don't get me wrong, it's a great turn, but it's unnecessary. We don't have the fitness to waste those extra calories on that great cut. Just pass the ball back, he plays it square. And somehow there's some strange, I don't know. So we don't see me picking up far post. I got some people pointing. Communication, I like it. It's probably your man. Let's have a look at this goal kick in terms of space. This is our ball. We need to maintain possession. Now, as I mentioned before with our back line, we got 3 backs. Now, it's a dangerous ball, this one. Our sweeper should be somewhere here. Just in case this ball ends up coming through the middle, this guy picks it up, or this guy picks it up, he's central. Yeah, he can just step 2 feet to his left and he's in between whatever attack that is in the goal. This guy is either pinching inside, the exact same thing, to play goal side of him, and you're wide. Or you're here, he's there, and this guy's wide. But this sort of just wait and see the guy, you at least take your offender away. You could open up space right here for one of our midfielders to step in. If you go hard right, Marcin, this guy will come pick you up. Act like you want the ball. Tell him, don't give it to me, that's fine. Call somebody else's name up here. They don't know the difference. But I just don't like this sort of laissez-faire, apathetic, we're just going to stand there and, you know, rest and watch him boot the ball up the pitch. It's a complete waste of possession. And there it is, and it's just haphazard at best. Check. Poor touch. We're going forward every time. Even when it's not there, we're trying to cram it down through players' legs to get to our strikers. Because there is nobody left or right. Everybody's running forward. Let's go back to that. I apologize. I'm having a hard time not pausing a lot because there are a lot of moments here we need to. Let's look at this real quick. Now, he's marking up. He's marking up. I'm not sure who this is. Is this our attacking midfielder? I believe it is. If you're back and you're back here without anybody, we'll assume that's your guy. Sweeper, stepping up. Fine. George has the ball. Here's the thing. Why don't you just show him your back for a couple of seconds? 1, 2. Somebody needs to step up on this flank here. That's it. That's the run. He should be here. This is why we have 2 center midfielders, because when this guy has the ball here, I can't have him just pick his head up and going straight down the pitch. This guy's way too tight to go from one end of the field to the other with this kind of pressure. It needs just to be, I receive the ball facing my goal, I turn 45 degrees to my left, and I play it off. Or, I receive the ball from my goal, I turn 45 degrees to my right, and as my center midfielder comes back, I play it off to him. We have to move to space when we don't have the ball. We're all just here kind of watching this because we're out of position. Many of you are out of position. I don't know where my right wing is. All of a sudden you'll see him come running from out here. I can only assume he's probably 5 to 10 yards from our right striker, who's probably 5 to 10 yards from our left striker. So we have essentially all our midfield and defense and about a 13-yard depth radius. Massive hole in our whole pitch where there is no one playing in any kind of space. Our right winger is up top with our 2 strikers, somehow now playing a 3rd striker when he needs to be right over here. And if he is forward, that's fine. He comes back 5 to 10 yards to pick up. I bet we will see him come running from the front of the attack in 2 seconds here. I still don't know where he is. There he is! Whoa, our winger! He's having lunch down there. Positioning. Maybe it's fitness. We're only talking about 18 and 48 seconds here into the match. Do not let it bounce. No challenge on both ends. 2 headers, not 1 challenge. Not even a little bit of a chest on a back. No non-fouling physical contact, just to throw them off a little bit. We just hope that they can't head the ball into our goal. You got to get a body on these kids. Hands down. Horrible first touch. Play the ball in the air, please, and that's why. Now we lost it. This is just ugly. This is just a melee of flying feet and legs, and it's bad. Now that look, we got to throw in, so we're all running forward. Look at this, we're all running forward. Why do we run forward when the ball is in the parking lot? This goes back to space and timing your runs. I understand some of you trying to fill the gap, but just this pitch is tiny, 10 yards. I mean, that's potentially a 1/7 of the whole pitch, probably more. Okay, now we're all just going to stand there, and whoever 7 is, thank you, George, made a run, opening space, but no one ran into that space for George. Some of our players are smart. They don't make runs always for the ball. They make runs to make space for other people to run into. That was great. Oh my God. Why? Why do we complicate things so much? This is why I'm playing 2 center midfielders. Because allegedly there's somebody always right there. And there is at this point in time. There hasn't been throughout much of the match. Look at this. I can only assume with decent vision, he can kind of see what's over here. He can see at least some blue socks. Play the ball there. And then he'll step into space. Or he'll spin off. He'll go forward. There's no reason for all this extra, albeit a beautiful cut. It's a waste. Absolute waste. And you cut out into what? Traffic. And we got lucky. We got very lucky. We had time there. We had lots of time. Sergey made a run in vain. He had no mark. Can't play with our backs to the goal, can we? When you play with your back to the goal, you can't let the ball bounce. Now, we talked a couple minutes ago about strikers. Playing low for through balls or playing high and coming back for the ball. Playing with your goal to the back to the goal, I should say. You can't let the ball bounce when you do that. You can't. You got to take a touch. That's what we do every day. First touch goes to space. We create space for ourselves with our first touch. Let's look at this ball right here. He has the ball. No first touch. Have to take a touch. You have to maintain some sort of possession. We get lucky here. We're at 21 minutes into the first half. And once again, we just sort of dump it towards goal. That's not acceptable. It is not. It is not. Every time we have a throw-in, it's our ball. And up until now, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2, we'll talk maybe 17 throw-ins, we have just arbitrarily thrown the ball to no one, hoping we would get it somehow. We cannot do that. It's wasteful. No, I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I don't remember, but all of a sudden I am realizing that the guy who's about to take this goal kick has not been the same guy who was taking those very long goal kicks. So, maybe, and here's the thing, we need, if they have a decent kick, then you do want to step back. But if they don't, and you're not sure, then you need to be right here. Right there on the top of the box. Right here. Straight to goal. This is high school. There's a lot of poor players out there. Let's see. Offsides? Maybe. Could have been offsides. Had been a foul. Alright, and I guarantee you, bad throw. Neither team can throw the ball in. Actually play to somebody, not to feet. I want to their feet. Hold on. Why don't our defense check hard wide right here? This is our ball. We're gonna just dump it back in there for what? How when these big boys head it back to us? Oh, this is ugly. I don't know. I don't know how the final score of this game is 4-1 because that was well done, Marcin. Let's say it again. Marcin did exceptionally well in this match. When he stepped up as a defender to play that ball, he played it. No second guessing. At this point, oh, that should be an indirect kick at best. The kid can't come down with his foot like that. You can play down to up on the ball, but you can't come from up and down. Can't show your studs. And I guess it did hit the crossbar. Well done. Tough luck there. We're marked up. Iwashka's marked up. Well done. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. We look really good at times. We do. That was well done. I mean, it was an unlucky bounce. We capitalized, got a decent shot off, and then defensively we're marked up. There's no counterattack. Took a touch, and this is what's killing me here. Absolutely killing me. Man, as soon as we see this is what happens. As soon as we see 5 yards and 2 yards of green AstroTurf right there, we're thinking goal. Instead of playing the ball to our left wing, Sergei right here. Oh, that's unlucky, boys. First touch is horrible. First touch is horrible. All right. Can't believe they didn't call that throwing back. Look at the shot put. Now you must shoot. That was it, and that was exceptionally well done. It's beautiful, and it was easy. What do we do? Well, a couple passes here and there, create a little bit of space around the 18, and we shot the ball where? On goal, not directly at him, and it went in. That was it. It was that easy. It was that easy to score on this kid. It wasn't even that firm of a hit. He just didn't have any lateral movement. He had zero. Then he had poor hands. But because we couldn't get any shots on goal, he looked great. It's good defense right there. I got a sweeper. I got a striker who's picked up by a back. I got a left winger picked up by a right marking back. And that's scary. Very scary. I love it. I love the fact that we're thinking, I'm not going to punt the ball up pitch. But there's a time and a place. We do it to space. Not when there's 3 strikers on top of the ball. Extremely dangerous. Here we go again with our booming free kick. I'm going to dump it down the middle of the pitch and just kind of hope for the best. And that was our best at that point in time. Our first touch is exceptionally poor. Even we get good breaks, like right then, because our first touch is so weak. Well done, Sergey. Keep his ball. In terms of preventing any serious errors, I'm asking. There you go, Sebastian. Thank you for stepping back in front of the goal. Someone needs to be in front of our goal. I know it's our ball, but it's dangerous. Now, this is what I don't understand here is, well, what is our attacking midfielder doing here? I'm okay with that. I truly am. And as an attacking midfielder, I would often find myself here. But I don't want to see my attacking midfielders just sort of stroll up here and walk and then start pointing at things. Man, if you're going to be here, You time your run. Just tell Sergey to step up, step up, step up. And if he starts screaming for the ball, and of course he screams your name, he's going to make space. And then you come back and pick it up here. You can't have an attacking striker not in position and just sort of not really doing anything. You're picking this guy up, but it's not your man. It's Sebastian's man. Now I have this. What is this? This guy's marking this guy. One of you takes this. And if it, for whatever reason, our center back needs to take a throw in, that means our marking back is now playing center back. Right, at this point in time, we have voluntarily said we choose to play 10 on 11 because we'll just have some random guy standing next to him helping him throw the ball in. And what happens? We lose the ball. We just crush it away. Oh, God. Look at that. Well done, John. Well done. You could have taken the chest there, but that's fine. Play the ball safe and play the ball firm. No bounce. We're at 26 minutes and 34 seconds into the 30-minute first half. It's 1-1. You know, this is, as they say, anybody's game. That's fine. It's ugly, but we got it, you know. It's safe. It's away. It's away from the goal. Well done, Marcin. Sauer picked up far post. Sergey, a little tight on that guy. That's fine. John. And my sweeper. That's fine. It's ugly, but, you know, we're well positioned enough that if there's some sort of a deflection in our back, we have guys back to pick it up. It's really well done. Good Lord. Yeah, that weird obsession with number 9. Let's think about this for a second. We're just going to dump the ball in there, right? That's what we're going to do. Yeah. All right. If we choose just to send the ball towards goal, at least make it a shot. At least make it difficult for him to put his hands on, which I'm all in favor for. Because they're choosing to hold this line here, which is great. Which means if there's some sort of deflection, because this guy's up until now, he has not caught one shot. He's actually dropped a lot of things. If we put the ball remotely firm on goal, he's going to drop it here and somebody can just tap it in. If we cannot hit the ball directly here as a shot and without floating the thing, I want that thing firm, low. So what do we do? If we got a left-footed KIS, John steps up, some sort of disagreement who's going to kick the ball. He just plays a little bit to space right here. Trust me, we can hit the ball much firmer when it's on a roll than it is if it's at a dead stand. It's John, then Martin just pushes it to his right. John just creams the ball towards goal. It's got to be on goal. And then we pick up the deflection. But this is an absolute waste of an opportunity here. It's not a cross. It's not much of anything. It's training for the goalkeeper. Now what's happened? Counter-attack. That goalkeeper is going to get another assist. They went from goalkeeper to striker. There it is. Ooh. Let's have a look and see how well we pressure. Let's look at the whole thing again, because I think a lot of it has to do with this horrible free kick. Let's see how we react. So obviously we're thinking goal. Everybody's forward. Everybody's there. That's the danger of a free kick. And then what happens after that? Let's see. Oh, son of a... Here's our wasted free kick. Everybody's forward because it's a free kick. Everyone wants to score. And then because this pitch is so small, this guy's going to go from basically the 18 to our back third. And it's a breakaway. And Alexei does extremely well to get out. but it's awkward. Now, so I can't do this properly this time. I got a defender with no one. I got a sweeper who doesn't really seem to be in front of his goal. Got an unmarked man here who is on sides. Marcin, you have no one. Sebastian, if you're a holding midfield, you need to step up and hold. This is you were supposed to cut this off from getting to our back third. The only person who's really picking up here is Sergei. And this guy's wide open over here as well. There's the shot. We all know what's going to happen. We have to cut this down. I don't care about this kid. What's he going to do over here? And if he does end up getting the ball, this is the guy who's concerned. This guy, let's assume he's right-footed. I already can tell this guy's right-footed. Even if, I believe that's George, did well enough to step up a little bit more. He needs to be here. Make that kid play his left foot. Let's just say he does step up and show the kid the right foot. He's just going to lay it off to this kid who's going to do the exact same thing. And if Sebastian's supposed to be where he's at and steps with this kid, he's just going to play this kid over here. At this point in time, we don't have any shape. There's very little communication going on. I don't think anybody's saying anything. And furthermore, because we got two fairly large boys in front of our goalkeeper, something tells me he was screened. Let's see how long it takes Alexei to react to this. And he sees it. Can't do much. It was a good shot. And look who it is. Everybody's touching number 9. Oh, we love number 9. Who can't hit that ball on target when there's absolutely no pressure? We just teed up. And now we're kind of poopy because we got scored on. We're tired. 2 minutes to half. It is the absolute worst time to get scored on. There we go again. My bad. There's a lot of shortcut commands going on here. It gets confusing. Big boy steps on. You can already tell we're a little mentally out of it. So, we play a square ball. What happens? Everybody runs forward. Oh my. Why? How? How can we all run forward? There's a lovely document I share with you which explains how we make forward runs to diagonal passes. Or we make diagonal runs to forward balls. What we don't have in football are forward runs to forward balls. You can't do it. Look at all these red shirts. How's he supposed to get anybody the ball? Does it? No one checks back and wide. No one checks square. Let's look at this. Poor guy. We finally get, I'm gonna play Marcin. Sasha, you immediately run away. It needs to be wide and deep so he can easily see you and just, it's 3 yards away. George, you gonna talk to him? I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. No, he's gonna dump it straight to goal instead of playing George. Thank you, John. We are quiet. We do not communicate. We do not demand the ball, which is crazy. You need to be selfish in the sense that you want to play and you scream for the ball even maybe when you probably shouldn't. But to never say anything, I don't understand that. I don't. Good pressure. I don't always just let that go, which we tried not to let it go, and Mr. Paquette says you touched it, which you did. Just let that ball go. Shield it. That's the keeper's ball. That is the keeper's ball. Keeper does not communicate. Keeper. That's it for the first half. I'll see what I can do with the second half. I don't know if you want to watch it. I think we probably got enough out of this, but I'm sure I'll find time to put it back up.